Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming with another video review. And today we're going to be continuing on with my look at the new 2016 Botcon figures. Specifically, today we're going to be looking at the Deluxe class Terrorsaur, which is the free attendee figure. So if you bought any of the packages to attend Botcon, this is the figure that was automatically included. Which is honestly a really cool thing that they do. It allows you to get something to, regardless of what package that you get to walk home with an actual figure. Which I like. I think that that's really cool to do. As you can see, packaging wise, it just comes in this baggie. It says the 2016 free attendee figure. We're going to open this up. Everybody, oh, don't open it, don't open it. I'm gonna, I don't care. These go in my collection. I don't buy these to resell them or anything like that. So we're just going to tear this out just like that. Put my little X-Acto knife off to the side and get it on. It's in another bag, so we're gonna get that out of there. You do get the instructions and the tech specs card. Again, they are putting them in this like really thin tissue paper kind of little baggie, and this kind of got a little bent up, but you can kind of straighten that out. But you got a really cool image of Terrorsaur there. You got his tech specs, his bio, and then as I said, he does come with his instructions, which is interesting because it says Predicus, and it's got like the instructions here for Predicus, so that's kind of strange. You got another little baggie here, so opening this is just tape, but that's like super tape or something. So opening that, sliding that out, and here you have Terrorsaur, and let's get this situated. You got these are softer rubber, so yeah, these kind of get a little bit bent in the actual bag, and that kind of stinks. It probably could heat that up and fix that or something so that they're not all bent like that. But there you have them, really cool. And I'm just, like I said, kind of fidgeting with this guy to kind of get everything properly pegged in. It gets a little bit messed up in the actual package, so get that there, and I guess you can peg that underneath his wing or something. So yeah, boom, then we'll just go like that. I don't know. So getting this all out of the way. For the figure though, it is a repaint with a new head. One of the aerial bots, I don't remember exactly which one it is, but you got his new head right underneath there. That probably should be rotated around so that you don't see it. But they did a great job with this. I absolutely love how it looks. I mean, you can see that they got the kind of beak sort of look right here like Terrorsaur would have had in Beast Wars. Like I said, you got the little soft tail wings down here that do probably need to get flexed out a little bit. I mean, they're supposed to be kind of positioned more like that, but you can heat that up and get those in a good position. You would just put that in boiling water real quick. Not long at all, because with paint on there, it could damage it. So you do want to be careful, or maybe even use a hairdryer and then stick it in like a freezer real quick. Just kind of flash freeze that into the position that it needs to be. But I dig it. I really do. I love what they did here with the nose cone. You can see that the wings here kind of have that, I guess, camo texture on there, and I mean, you can flare the wings out like that. You can position it how you really want. You got this cannon that can go underneath here, just like so. That kind of looks strange. I'm not a very big fan of that, but I love the deco on this. This just really does look very nice. Now, because this isn't technically part of the Combiner Wars, or I should specifically say not technically a part of Predicus, he doesn't come with any of the hand accessories or anything like that. But if you wanted to use one from the box set, you definitely could. It still has that same functionality here. It's just not necessarily intended to be part of that, the whole combiner sort of thing. But one thing that I do love is the fact that he comes with a red gun, which I do think fits a little bit better with Predicus. So you can actually swap this out and use that with him, so that's really nice. But overall, it is basically the exact same that we've seen. Like I said, I don't remember which aerial bot this was supposed to be, but it is just a repaint of them. But it is a very nice looking repaint. On the bottom, obviously, you can see all the robot parts, but you can also see the really nice premium paint job that this figure has. It really does stand out much better than just the regular retail versions. And then you got the little hole up here, so you can also peg this on the top if you wanted to, which actually that doesn't really look all that bad, honestly. Kind of matches pretty decently, especially with the color here. But because this is a mold that we have seen and all of them transform the exact same, we're going to go ahead and skip it. As I've said before, if you do need any help with the instructions, go ahead and check out my playlist of the actual Combiner War figures, and you can find this and get any assistance that you may need. But as always, using some of that good old-fashioned movie magic, we're going to go from Terrorsaur looking like this to looking like this. And again, they did a great job of repurposing this mold. I mean, the color really does bring everything out. It has an absolute premium sort of look to it. I mean, looking through all the different details on here, you got some nice silver on here, very small red paint right at the very bottom of this little centerpiece, which they didn't need to put, but it looks great. Some nice silver throughout there as well. Nice silver on the legs. You got this really cool gunmetal gray. Looking at the arms themselves, I love what they did here for the paneling and detail on the outside, and I absolutely love how they painted the hands. That's something that a lot of the retail figures were sorely missing out on. You look around here, the bottom to the missiles that he had in his jet mode, I mean, those were nicely painted as well. I mean, very, very cool looking how they did this. I also love how they actually went with a red chest piece. I think that that's something that really helps the overall look for these figures, and it's something that I wish that they did with some of the other figures just available in this entire 2016, Botcon set. It just looks overall much nicer when you have a matching kind of centerpiece going through there. But the real highlight of this entire figure is the new head sculpt that they put on. I mean, this just absolutely looks terrific. I love the smirk that he has. It absolutely has a very devious sort of look and feel to it. I mean, when you think about it, Terrorsaur is very much like Starscream in the fact that he's very conniving and no question would stab Megatron in the back if he could. And that's very much like Starscream, and I think that it's great that they used a very sinister looking head sculpt on there. I mean, just really very nice. I like the actual orangish color that they used for the eyes, very similar to the orange on his jet mode beak, I guess you could say. But this turned out really very cool. I love the crest that comes across the top of his head. I really think that the Horsemen did a great job on sculpting this guy's overall look. They just, in my opinion, nailed it very nicely. And it's really nicely accentuated by the color of the overall figure. It just works so very nicely. Now, like I said, he doesn't actually come with any of those, hand-feet thing combinations, but obviously, as you can tell, he still does have the same functionality as one of those combiners, so you could still, all day long make him an arm or a leg or anything like that. It's your personal preference. I don't necessarily think that people are going to do that, because even though, like, color-wise he matches a little bit better than, say, Ravage or even Tarantulas, I don't think that people are going to use this because he wasn't part of that overall sort of storyline. I mean, you had the Tripredacus Council, and then Ravage and Tarantulas worked for him. Terrorsaur never worked for him, so it kind of doesn't make sense to use him. It could work just in terms of a color scheme, but I don't really think that that's what they were going for, which is probably why they didn't give him a hand or anything. But if you have any extra ones, you can plug it on there, and you can definitely use it if you want. As I talked about before, this gun works a little bit better if you want to attach it to his thighs than just that regular, I don't even know what color, I guess you could call it gray, like this gun that Cicadacon came with. I do wish we could have gotten 2 of these red ones. I just think it looks a little bit better, but looking at Terrorsaur here, this is a great figure. I mean, if you were disappointed with Ravage or even Tigatron, this is definitely one that made up for it. The sculpt on this head is just fantastic. Now, unfortunately, the only way to get this figure is to, like I said, either have attended Botcon as, a registered guest, or if you hit up eBay, it's possible. I did see that Rollout Roll Call, which is a UK-based Transformer convention, will be getting these as an attendee exclusive over there as well. So you guys in the UK should be able to pick this up. The Transformer Collector Club has worked with Rollout Roll Call in the past with some exclusives, so it's nice to see that that relationship kind of continues. But this guy is definitely worth picking up if you can get him. As an attendee figure, eBay prices are going to be a little bit higher, so if you're looking for him, good luck. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibottomus. Don't forget to please like and comment, and be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you never miss a future review. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.
You got